Good afternoon and welcome to Argos High School. I'm Steve Stricker alongside Andy Stone.
Hello, hello, and here we go.
Today we're at Eugene Snyder Field and we've got girls soccer invitational action coming your way. We are on the RTC4.com network and we are brought to you by the Zone Sports Complex in Northern Indiana, RTC Fiber Communications, In Stitches and Signs, First Federal Savings Bank, CNS Outdoor Equipment, CNS Automotive, Blue Dragon Taekwondo, H&H Contracting, and Hereford Home Inspections. First up for today is going to be the number 1A, Class 1A, number 10, Argos Lady Dragons, who are coming off of a big victory on Thursday.
Yep.
They are 3-0 on the season. They're going to be taking on the Mississinewa Indians, I believe.
Yes, they are.
All right.
Lady Indians.
And then shortly after the conclusion of that game, we got a huge game after that. We've got John Glenn Lady Falcons, and they're going to be taking on Class 2A, number 9, Munster. So it's going to be a good day here. 2 games this morning, and then at 6 and 8, we're going to have a consolation and a championship game. Andy, it looked like this morning when I got up, I was like, there is no way we're going to have a game today, but the sky has cleared up. It stopped raining, and we got a beautiful day on tap here for some lady soccer.
Well, I tell you what, it's really cleared off. There's a nice light breeze, cool temperatures, and the pitch looks absolutely gorgeous here in Argos. We were looking at it, and I was watching the radar, and I said, oh, it's going to just open up and be beautiful for us tonight. And all day today with our soccer, you know, everybody loves a good match, and the big man upstairs wants to watch one too. So here we go, and we're going to get going things real quick. Like their captains are in the middle; they're doing the coin toss as we speak, and it's going to be a real nice match. We're getting everything around for the lineups, and the girls are all lining up to come out, and it's a real nice that everything's dried off. We had the staff out here cleaning the bleachers and drying them off, and it's going to be a really, really nice day. We're looking forward to some great soccer. And Mississinewa comes in with a 0-4 record for the season so far, but you never underestimate any team, especially in this sport when it comes to a tournament. Players and teams rise to the challenge in this sport as much as any, so we're looking for a real quality game out of the Lady Dragons and the Lady Indians.
All right, so.
And as you hear it, there's the noon whistle for the town of Argos, so it's pretty much telling us, hey, it's game time.
It's game time. So just a quick update. Courtney Dunlap is 5 assists away from breaking or tying the career mark for Argos history.
Most assists,
and she is 7 goals from tying for number 2 all-time on the goal record. So got a couple things to look out for here today. Hopefully a couple good things with maybe an assist or 2 and a couple goals for Courtney.
Yep.
And hopefully we can repeat. The Argos Lady Dragons are the defending Argos Invitational champions. They won it last year against Munster. It was 2-1.
It was a PK shootout. And
PKs, yeah.
It was a nail biter till the end. Manikowski probably had the game of her life. And it was a brilliant saves. And then at the end, for the PK shootout, she ended up saving one. The last PK went in from Stone. Dunlap was waiting in the wings, but Manikowski made the save. So she was not needed, and the team took the victory on PKs, and it was absolutely brilliant.
And that was the first time in 7 years, I think, that they had won?
Yes, something about like that. So here we go with the national anthem. We're going to take a quick break.
All right, so the starting lineups are on the field. We've got the Argos Lady Dragons at 4-0 versus Mississinewa Lady Indians at 0-4. And Andy, let's go with the starting lineups.
All righty, here we go. Goalkeeper, Christine Terrell. Number 9, Natalie South. Number 13, Leake Amons. Number 14, Holly Greer. Number 15, Heidi Davis. Number 17, Kayla Webb. Number 18, Samantha Tan. Number 20, Miranda Hawthorne. Number 21, Kyla Ardenson. And number 22, Ashley Titus. And number 23, Sophia Clark. And for the Lady Dragons, number 0, Abby Manikowski. Number 5, Gabby Allen. Number 6, Morgan Dunlap. Number 8, Tia Freshour. Number 10, Courtney Dunlap.
Number 12, McKenna Burkholder.
Number 11, Bailey Nifong. Number 12, McKenna Burkholder. Number 15, Kennedy Binkley. Number 16, Laura Stone. Number 18, Samantha Stone. Number 21, Lexi Vanderweel.
Lexi's in instead of Morgan Dunlap.
Yep, Morgan Dunlap is not in. Sorry about that mistake. And number 22, Morgan Baldwin. Yeah, we had a change from the time the lineup was given and before the game start, so that's all good.
First change in the lineup for Coach Jay all season.
And that's first start for Vanderweel, and you like to see something new go on. And, well, we're going to see how things shake up here with the Lady Dragons. I don't really have the name of the officials. For the coaches for Mississinewa is Adrian Wilson, and for Argos it's Jay Freimiller.
And we got Randy on the camera for us today, Randy Starnes.
So. Randy's on the camera. So the boys come off with a win last night against Faith Christian, wasn't it? 5-1.
Yep.
2 goals Stone, 2 goals Vanderweel, 1 for Chino. So couple assists for Vinny Stone, if I remember correctly. I heard 2 assists, 2 goals. Hey, he's slacking again. So, and we got thank the some of the JV players and the junior high players for being ball girls today. They don't look real excited about it, but, you know, it's kind of a rite of passage when you become the varsity and the JV program in high school. Every one of the girls out there has done it, and it's just the way it goes about it. So, and there's the ball. It's kicked off, and we're underway here at the Eugene Snyder Field, the perfect pitch. Allen has it, scores over to Dunlap. Dunlap looks, pulls back, gets in the middle, and tries nutmeg, and the ball's cleared out. Ball's played up, and here comes Munster across the midfield. A nice play wide.
Mississinewa.
Mississinewa, sorry. Munster is in red also, so I guess everybody brought both uniforms, because if it ends up red versus red, that's going to be a little hard to distinguish.
That would be kind of fun, though, wouldn't it?
Burkholder, and that's a shot wide out of Burkholder with the left, and I kind of like that. See her taking that initiative and go ahead and take a chance and fire it. Well, we got some extra press here today. We got Doug Griffiths from the sports column of the Plymouth Pilot, and I know that there's some other people coming down. I heard that Tony Ross might swing by because he was doing some stuff kind of local and going to visit possibly. So if we get a chance, we'll say hi to him here on the air.
Well, Doug's got a little bit of a dual purpose here today.
Purpose, yep. And there's a shot off the back
right.
post on the outside of the net, and it's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, he's also watching his daughter who plays for Glenn, Abby, who's a sophomore for John Glenn. We talked about the Lady Falcons having a good start so far this season. Here's the goal kick. And Freshour's got it. Let's see what she does. Gets a quick cross, and Baldwin can't catch up with it, and the ball's still in play at the moment, and it's going to stay in. It's got to be all the way out, and Burkholder turns, gives it over to Allen. Allen looks. It's going to be a quick drop over to Binkley. Binkley looks in the middle, settles. I want to see Binkley try one, and the ball's loose. Here she goes again. Goes wide around her, and there's the shot I've been looking for out of Binkley. It's a save, and it's a rebound shot out there from Morgan Baldwin with the goal. That's why you follow the shot, and we've talked about it before. So Baldwin gets the unassisted goal off the rebound. It's a good quality save at first, but unfortunately, keeper batted it out instead of catching it if possible. And Baldwin snags the fast one off the rebound.
So at the 37-42 mark, that puts Argos on the board, 1-0, off of a Baldwin rebound shot. And we've got a ball off the face, and Binkley takes it and is headed that way.
Baldwin with some pace, gets it up to Dunlap, and it's cut off. The pass was intercepted. Here comes Binkley with a foot race. And that's a good little play. Number 14 for Mississinewa, playing tough, moving her off the ball. Holly Greer. Laura Stone throws it into Binkley. Binkley can't catch up with it. Greer gets the ball wide up to 17. Webb goes wide, and here comes Nifong, and Nifong cuts her off with quality, puts it back towards the middle. All right, and they move forward. They're talking about playing soccer in the old days down at the end of the line. And Freshour gets it over to Dunlap, back to Binkley. Binkley looks wide. Freshour's making a run, back over to Dunlap in the middle. Gallen gets the ball straight through, and it's cut off. And Morgan Baldwin gets in front and tries to cross it. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Dragons.
So
Here's
something I see that kind of gives a little bit of how good our field actually is. And down in Manchester, they had to cancel their invite because of poor field conditions.
Oh, yeah.
And you look at ours, and it's drained off and beautiful. And we've had probably just as much or more rain than they did down there, I would assume.
Just so you know, I think when I walked past the gauge, we had 1.5 inches, and it was still raining when I left. So we got about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches of rain, and it's beautiful out here, and they're playing with no problems. So, yeah, we do have they hold all the way semi-state and stuff up here, for the north half of the state. It's always been here since this has been built, and it's just – I played on this field, and it was amazing. And we keep it that way. We really preserve the quality. We limit the number of practices that are even allowed, which I don't think they've practiced on this field for a few years now. And it definitely shows the wear and the tear is just very minimal, and the quality is outstanding. We got some volunteers and some staff that help with the maintenance on the field, and it pays. What a great through ball for Freshour, and it's just far. Nice little through ball out of Dunlap, and Freshour tries it, goes wide. Nice little attempt. It's one of those where you have to choose near post, far post, look where the keeper is, and make your segment where you want it to go. Pass it to that back corner post and get the goal. So
I know it seems kind of unorthodox maybe for me, but if maybe she would have went left foot and near post on that one, it looked like the goalie was maybe a little bit to the far side.
Well, the goalie was to the far side, but the only issue is when you hit that left at that angle, it would have never made it to the inside of the near post. It would have been on the opposite side out, and they wouldn't have got a goal anyways. So there's a shot out. Binkley
goes right past the goalie.
There's Binkley. It skipped down, and as soon as it hit the ground, it'll pick up some momentum off of wet grass, and it's going to scoop out. And sure enough, Dunlap with another assist. There's Dunlap with one assist for the day. And Binkley with the goal. I talked about her taking some shots. We talked with her, and she said, I'm thinking I want to. And she just hasn't really felt, I don't know if it's been the confidence or whatnot. But as a senior, she needs to take more shots. And we know she can do it. And sure enough, she did right there.
That's a goal for Binkley on 34-34 in the first, off of the assist by Dunlap. That
Laura
puts her
Stone looks,
4
turns
away.
it wide, gives it straight out to Freshour, and that's a great little ball. It's going to go to Dunlap. All right, so here's Baldwin. Baldwin's going to grate through, and that's a good defensive play. She's still battling, goes with the left foot, and just misses.
So we're in the early goings here from Eugene Snyder Field. We got 34 minutes left to go in the first half, and Argos with a 2-0 lead versus Mississinewa. Mississinewa has a goal kick out to the far side.
McKenna Burkholder battling. Allen gets it. Drops it straight back to Binkley. Binkley's going to drop it over to Stone. Samantha Stone takes one touch, goes wide, looks, gives it right back to Binkley. Nice little combination play, straight out to Nifong. Here comes Laura Stone wide. Turns, receives it. Looks at Dunlap. Dunlap to Freshour. Look at the passing sequence out of the Dragons. Back over, and Binkley has it. Binkley's going to take a shot. Oh, she drops it in the middle, and Dunlap tries it. Nifong says, hey, I'll go up there, and makes a run and gives the ball, and it's going to be a goal kick for Mississinewa. All right, so here goes Mississinewa with the goal kick. Ball's played out. We receive. Here goes, and they chip back up forward. It's in the midfield. Binkley drops to Samantha Stone. Stone looks, debates, and gives the ball away, but Binkley recovers.
I do want to give a shout out to our old Gold Club. They've done some wonderful things here, just coming back into the second year of existence.
Back from
the grave, so to speak. And they've got a nice color fall sports program.
That's awesome. Where'd that come from? Where am I? I didn't get one of these. You guys are killing me. Oh, that's looking good. Look at the teams. Brilliant. There's a shot out of Allen, and it goes wide. All right.
Talking about something. I guess it was the calendar.
Into the game for the Indians, number 8, Vanessa Davis.
Oh, looky there. There it is. First time cross country. That's
yeah.
nice. You like to see that. Special thanks to Laura Jones and Candy Frick for stepping up and helping lead that program. And, we have a lot to offer. We are known for soccer, and obviously we're known for basketball also. Having the Spirit of 76 record, they call the unbreakable basketball record, and then the girls going to state last year alone is enough to give you a high presence on the basketball court. But now with cross country going, and it's doing well. They've had 2 meets and had some finishers place, so you can't really go wrong with that. So there's a ball up to Morgan, and it gets through. Cleared out by Mississinewa. Stone has it, looks, kicks it right back up to Binkley. Binkley settles, gives it over to Nifong. Nifong runs through, taps, fakes. Nice little move out of Nifong. She's going to go up to Baldwin, and they're going to clear it out. Freshour is going to run through. Square. Dunlap has it with the left foot, and it's going to be a goal. Freshour with the assist and the goal by Dunlap.
30-38 mark of the first half, and that makes it 3-0. That's a Freshour assist for a Dunlap goal. 3-0. Argos has the lead. Got some subs coming in. We got Kaylee Carlton, Morgan Dunlap, and Sydney Miller coming in. Looks like Burkholder, Courtney Dunlap, and Morgan Baldwin go out for the Lady Dragons.
All right, well, we're in the presence of soccer folklore in Argos. We have Mr. Eugene Snyder in the house, right here at Eugene Snyder Field. So it's kind of nice to see he still comes out, has no affiliation truly with the girls or boys program, just loves the sport. And a 3-time state champion coach would definitely always keep their mindset on where it's at, plus help leading the girls to state last year.
Still involved with the girls program?
Since, 57, he's been involved with school sports. And you got to, with the sports with the school, you just got to love that. And that's a great little tackle out of Allen. Carlton up to Alora Stone. Alora Stone with the left. Thought about it and falls. Ball's up in play. Dangerous play. And it's going to be.
Not sure on that. Didn't she get back up?
Well, play it when you're down and you're covering like that and this and that. They blow the whistle. They give the ball to the other team.
Okay.
It's a safety thing. But, yeah, she was kind of impeding the Mississinewa player from making the play.
Okay.
So it's a dangerous play. There's only really 2 dangerous plays, that one and then what's called a high kick. Those are both indirect plays. Stone has it, chest, and the ball's kicked way up. And Manikowski is going to actually get the ball, and she goes forward. All right, Vanderwill's out wide, trying to cover number 17. Webb goes around her, makes a nice little cross, and Manikowski catches for a shot on goal. Manikowski hits it, gonna skip. Morgan Dunlap has it. Ball played back up. Nifong with a great ball up to. Laura Stone gets it up to Binkley. It's cut off. Pass is intercepted. Handball. Going to be kicked for Mississinewa. Morgan Dunlap has it up top. She's going to go up. She sees Freshour. Freshour has it. Gives it back, and it's intercepted. Here comes Freshour with the wheels out wide. She's going to let Binkley run onto it, and that's a very smart play. And Binkley chips it out of bounds. All right, so here's a goal kick out of number 22, Titus. 24, I'm sorry, Clark. Sydney Miller. Mississinewa beats her to the ball, turns wide, comes through, drops it over to Clark. Clark clears it way out. Stone misses, and here comes Nifong. There's a little slip on the ball from Mississinewa. Manikowski has it, takes it wide to Laura Stone. Turns it the other way. Goes down the line, and the Freshour plays it out of the air. Mississinewa making some movements. Laura Stone taps it over to Binkley. Binkley gives it up to Freshour with a great leading pass. Freshour is going to give it over. Oh, and she kicks it straight to her, but Binkley puts it back over. Yep, she saw Morgan Dunlap or Baldwin Dunlap in the middle. Sorry.
You'll get
There's
that
a
down.
ball. Allen's going to take the shot, and it's going to be saved.
Oh.
Nice save out of the goalkeeper.
That was a beautiful shot by Gabby Allen, and it was a nice save
Yep.
by the goalkeeper.
Terrell
from
with the
Mississinewa.
tip over. That's a brilliant save. And Allen, she was really wanting that one. You could tell it. But it was a nice, she had time. She took her time, made a nice quality hit. And Vanderwill's going to take the corner kick. Let's see if the Dragons can send somebody to the ball with a little conviction. That's some of that tenacity is lost when it comes to these corners, and we got to go after that. Vanderwill with a nice one, and it's headed out, and it's going to be another corner kick. Good defensive play. It looked like Webb or Terrell got in there and headed over, keeping for another corner. Looks like Stone's moving up a little bit. They got a big gap in the mids. If the ball gets dropped back, she may have a chance. Let's see what happens here. Vanderwill's looking for another quality corner. And there it is in the middle. And it's off. Freshour has it. Drops it. Laura Stone. Laura Stone with the left. And it gets through one. And it's going to be cleared out by Clark.
Got a big group of subs getting ready to come in. Looks like about 4 for Argos and 1 for Mississinewa.
Yep. Vanderwill cuts it back in. Nice little move. Vanderwill looks, dribbles, gives it over to Binkley. Binkley going to tap it. Oh, I wanted that outstep tap right to Freshour. And that's a great tackle out of number 8, Davis for Mississinewa. Nifong has it. Fresh hour. Ball is played up. Missed, kicked out of bounds, and they're going to be a throw in. And here comes some subs for the Dragons. We got Katie Dean, number 4, Ashley Dean, number 7, Brooklyn Mason, number 3, and Courtney Dunlap, number 10, all coming in. Out goes Fresh Hour, Binkley, Vanderweel, and Samantha Stone.
Saw Katie Dean a lot in the game the other night and did a really, really good job in the back for the Lady Dragons.
Dunlap has it. Drops it over. Mason doesn't get there. Mason turns. Miss hit. Dunlap has the ball back on the corner. Puts it in the box to Morgan Dunlap. It misses, and that's a great defensive play out of Titus to not allow Morgan Dunlap to get that shot off.
Looked like it might have been just a little slick right there, too.
Yep.
She lost her footing and came down on the ground.
Allen lost control. Ball's picked up by Mississinewa. Stepped over by Carlton. Allen gets the ball back. Ball's up to Sydney Miller. Broken up by Mississinewa. Carlton hits it wide, and it's going to be Mississinewa throw-in.
Approaching the 23-minute mark here in the first half. 3-0, Argos with the lead. Here at Eugene Snyder Field. Beautiful afternoon here at Argos. After a rainy morning, didn't know if we were going to get in here and get able to get some soccer in, but it cleared up nice, and the pitch is perfect.
Dunlap goes around her. Dunlap with the right-footed shot, and it's low and hard, and it's saved by the keeper again. Terrell.
Shot on frame by Dunlap. Nice save by the keeper.
So, ball's wide.
I'd like to take the time to thank CNS Outdoor Equipment, sales and service in Argos, Indiana since 1972. Give them a call at 574-892-5790. They got Steel, Honda, Generac, Husqvarna, Toro, Wheel Horse, and they do all kinds of service on your equipment and repairs as well.
44 years, so they're going to be on their 45th anniversary. I know that right off the top of my head because I happen to be born in 72. So that's a long time in business. They got quality. Here's Morgan Dunlap. Nice shot, and it's goal. Brilliant little shot and assist from Courtney, her sister. Puts it straight to her. She turns and takes the shot, and that's a nice goal.
21:46 left to go in the first. That's 4-0. Courtney Dunlap assist to Morgan Dunlap. And that will put Courtney within 2 of tying the record.
All righty. Well, they can always contact us. Send us any messages, any bit of advice, something you want to hear, any shout-outs. All that is available to send to us. You can tweet us. We got an Instagram page yet? Come on,
Instagram.
Come on, Mr. Instagram,
no.
Mr. Social Butterfly.
No.
Oh, it's a great through ball from Dunlap to Dunlap. Morgan goes, gives it right back to Courtney. Courtney turns it, left-footed shot, and it's blocked, and it's on the wide, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Lady Dragons. So let's see who's taking it, because you got Vanderweel and Stone out. They're typically 2 that take the corners. And let's see who's – no one's going to the corner.
You take it. No,
so
no,
Courtney Dunlap's going to go take the corner.
Well, Sam is out, and she's usually the one that takes the goal.
Her or Lexi take the corners, and now Dunlap's forced to go out wide. I probably would have sent a Laura Stone up to take it if I was the girls, but this will work. Let's see if Ashley Dean goes to it. Let's see if they can get the ball in there. And there's a nice ball from Dunlap way up in the air. It bounces and to the far post. Here's a drop. Brooklyn. All right, so we got 5 subs coming in for Dragons. Morgan Dunlap with a nice ball. Square to Allen. Back over to Dunlap. Nice little cheeky play. And there's a goal by Dunlap, assisted by Gabby Allen. Morgan Dunlap with her second. Allen with assist. Morgan Dunlap with the goal. Assisted by Gabby Allen.
Well, I thought it was Morgan, but your wife said Courtney, so
No,
that
she
threw
said
me
Morgan.
off.
You're just
she
asleep.
Didn't. She said. Who did she say? Did she say Courtney?
Morgan Dunlap scored. Morgan. Gabby Allen.
She said Morgan.
Did she?
And Stricker's hearing things.
All right, 1940.
Steve keeps it up. We're going to give his lovely daughter McKenna the headphones because he's absolutely killing me this morning for some reason. Here we are live, Eugene Snyder Field. We're absolutely loving it. Morgan Baldwin goes to Steve, 45, and there's a block ball. Burkholder has it. Gives it over to Dunlap. Dunlap looks, gives the ball over to Brooklyn Mason, and it's going to be goal kick. It's going to say Dragons touch it last. So we had 5 subs. I know that Stone, Samantha, came in for Bailey Nifong.
Binkley's back in.
Binkley came back in. Burkholder, Calhoun.
Calhoun is in.
And Baldwin.
Baldwin's back in.
Well, it's 5-0, 18:45 left in the first half. The Dragons are going to rotate a lot of players because that way they keep fresh. They don't have any one player getting super tired for if they make it to the next game, which is pretty probable. But and we don't, we've always been a very classy program. They don't want to just run the score up just to run it up. They will refrain from doing that as much as possible. But sometimes it does happen. Ball's played back from Burkholder, and it's intercepted. Laura Stone gets it, puts it up to Binkley. Binkley wide to Katie Dean. Katie Dean is going to put it up to Mason. And that's a great leading ball from Katie Dean. Mason's going to go over. And she gets it up, and it's out of bounds. It's going to be kicked out the end line. It's going to be a goal kick for number 17, Webb.
Approaching 17 and a half minutes left in the first half. 5-0, Argos with the advantage.
Nice little head ball out of Mason. That's a tough one to have off a straight goal kick, but hit it, went out of bounds, and it's going to be thrown for the Lady Indians. Dunlap has it. Dunlap sees Binkley in the middle. Binkley looks, gives it up to Morgan Baldwin. Morgan Baldwin's going to take the turn and shot, gives it back to her, and that's a nice little save from Terrell, the goalkeeper. Good little combination play. Laura Stone puts the ball square, gives it over to Ashley Dean. So we got Dean, Stone, and Dean in the back line. A pair of cousins and a pair of sisters back there on the back line for the Dragons. Baldwin's going to this line, goes in a 45-degree angle. Gives it over to Dunlap. Dunlap looks, square ball. Binkley's going to get the shot, and it's a gorgeous little goal and assist by Dunlap.
That is a assist number 3 for Courtney Dunlap. Puts her within 2 now of tying the record. She's at 43.
It's a nice little play combination. All started from in the back, getting it wide up to Baldwin. Baldwin taking it down to the end line with a 45-degree back pass to Courtney Dunlap. Turns, rotates, square ball to a on-running Binkley who taps it in. So we got Overmeyer, Allison in, Laura Stone out. You got Lexi Vanderweel in and Brooklyn Mason out. And Gabby Allen, nope, she's not in. I'm sorry. It's still Dean, Stone, Overmeyer, and then Dean in the back line now. Ball's wide. Here comes Ashley Dean going out to pressure. She's going to beat her to it with a good little tackle. Ball's still loose. Kicked out of bounds. Going to be thrown for Dragons. Ball over to Overmeyer. Ball's back in the middle. Stone's going to come across. She has time, and she gives a great through ball to Vanderwill and gets her on running. Vanderwill goes. She's going to goal. I want to see her go up towards the goal. Oh, she takes a long distance shot and squeaks it in the near post. There's a goal for Vanderwill. Nice. Unassisted goal out of Vanderwill. Started from a long pass back from Stone, her cousin, gets to the caddy corner. She makes a run, and she took a shot from distance. We kind of expected her to get closer in or pressure, but she squeaked it right in the goal post, and it was a nice little shot out of Vanderwill.
That's probably one of the longest goals we've seen from the girls here this year.
It was a longer shot, and it was a nice quality hit. And I don't know. By her reaction, I don't know if she was going to originally intent for a cross, but that was a beautiful shot, and she that might be her first varsity goal. I'm not real sure. I think it is. So there's a ball out of bounds, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Lady Dragons.
That goal by Vanderwill came at the 15-11 mark here in the first half.
Vanderwill needs to go back deeper, so Manikowski doesn't have to try to go all the way up. And we got substitutions coming on the field anyways here. Number 18, Tan for Mississinewa Lady Eagles. Here we are, 13:56 left, 7-0 for the Dragons. We got Doug Griffiths down there in the corner shaking his head. Well, I'm having to anticipate that the second game might be a little bit closer, definitely a tighter contest. Ball wide from Stone. It's going to skip over. Tan puts her arms behind her back. She doesn't want to get called for a handball. Dunlap has it. Dribbles. Gives the through ball to Morgan Baldwin. Baldwin makes a nice little touch, and now she goes towards goal. And she's going to put it in for a goal. Dunlap with an assist with Baldwin for the goal.
Morgan Baldwin, assist by Courtney Dunlap.
It's in the box right there. So here we go. Nice little goal out of Baldwin. That's her second for the day.
Second, and that assist, the next one for Courtney will be a tie for the school all-time record.
I'm going to say she's breaking it this year. What do you think?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, she might do it today.
It's a goal. Shot. Good save by Manikowski. Tipped out and cleared. Here comes Dean. Dean with a nice quality play wide to Emily Calhoun. Calhoun cuts it back. Looks. Gives it over to Burkholder. Pays intercepted. Here comes Stone. She's going to step up. And she runs through with some strength and has the ball. And gives the ball wide over to Calhoun. She wants it back. Stone turns her back like a chicken little. All right, so here we got it from our stats. Courtney Dunlap has a unofficial, but it's pretty much official school record for four assists in a single game for the Lady Dragons. First time that's ever happened. So here we go. Let's see if she can get on up. And there's a great through ball from Stone. Baldwin has it. And hat trick Baldwin. What a play. That was a long through ball from midfield from Stone. And Baldwin takes a couple touches, had Dunlap running with her, and it's a great little play. And here comes a whole slew of subs. And out comes Stone. Out comes Binkley. Out comes Dunlap. Baldwin. Emily Calhoun, Ashley Dean, and Caitlin Dean. So we got in the back line, we got Vanderwill, Freshour, Overmeyer. Midfield, we have Stricker, Carlton, Dunlap. So we're doing a 3-5-2, 3 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 2 strikers, with Bailey Nifong in striker position with Morgan Dunlap. Nifong, known as a defender most of her career, is probably going to be pretty anxious to try to get a goal in. Dragons up 9-0. Here comes Dunlap or Baldwin. Oh, wait, sorry, excuse me. A nice pass out of Nifong to Dunlap. Morgan puts a shot on goal, and it's another save by Terrell. 10:22 left in the first half. Carlton gets the ball up to Nifong. Nifong wide to Stricker. Stricker's going to go straight to goal. She's going to chip across the middle. Nice little pass to Dunlap, a good one-touch shot. That was a brilliant little play. And the hit was just a little bit off, went over to goal. So from Carlton to Nifong to Stricker over to Dunlap with a shot. Within 5 touch, about 5 seconds, you go from midfield almost to a goal attempt. And that's what you wanted to have for quality soccer play. Sydney Miller has it, puts it in the middle. It's broken up. Nice little pullback out of Dunlap. Looks wide, gives it over to Nifong. Nifong touch. Nifong, and it's broken up. She almost had the left-footed shot. Morgan gives it over to Allen. Back over to Dunlap. Allen gets it, drives through, and here comes Sydney Miller. Goes wide to Burkholder. Allen looks, pulls back, goes away. Gives it back over to Sydney Miller. Sydney Miller looks, gives it over to Bailey Nifong. Bailey Nifong with a great through ball back to Miller. And she gets knocked off the ball and drops it over to Burkholder. Allen has it. Allen takes a long-distance shot. It's going to be knocked out by Terrell, and she's back on it with a good save out of Terrell. It's a little far, possibly, for Allen. She's getting a little ambitious, but there's nothing wrong with taking a chance. The grass is wet. You get a good skip, and you can really do some damage to a goalkeeper. Allison Overmeyer has the ball way back, and unfortunately has a mishit, but she comes back and recovers it and regains it. Carlton, fresh hour, back to Carlton. Looks. Over to Allen. Allen turns it. Gets the ball over to Morgan Dunlap. Ball's intercepted. Stricker with a nice hustle and takes it back, and she's going for it. She gets knocked a little bit. She's battling. She has it again, and there's a shot, and it's saved by the keeper. Great hustle play out of Stricker. She battled 2 or 3, got a couple loose balls, maintained possession, went back through. That's what you want to see out of them. All right, a little bit of contact in the middle between Allen and Webb, and nothing called. It was a fair play, and that's a good little tackle, and Webb's coming after it. The ball's played off. Good through ball to Sydney Miller. Sydney Miller looks in the middle. Nifong's there. Nifong just can't reach it, and it's saved by Terrell. Overmeyer has the ball back. Going to drop it over to Freshour. Freshour has time. Gets it wide up to Allen, who lets it go through to Miller. Miller back over to Allison Overmeyer. And she loses possession, and the attack is on. This could be a chance. Webb with the shot, and it's over the top, and it's going to be a goal kick. A nice attempt out of Webb. And here comes some subs for, number 2 for Mississinewa, Stevenson. So you got Mississinewa with a Gabby Stevenson and Argos with a Gabby Allen. So we'll see if the Gabbies get a chance to battle out here on the field. Oh, my. Here we go. Goal kick out of Manikowski.
You're just looking for stuff to fill now, aren't you?
A little bit. Stricker. Oh, and it's face. And there's going to be a handball. And I probably would have just gone ahead and played an advantage, but they give him a handball kick. And so you got Vanderbilt here at the midline. Midfield, back a little bit.
It up a little bit.
They always do that back spin like it's going to help stay on top of the grass. Vanderbilt, chip, and it's going to skip. Dunlap gets it. Gets over to Nifong. Back to Dunlap and tries with the left foot.
Well, that kind of was a shot on goal there.
Yeah,
like she chucked it a little bit.
I really want to see old Nifong take a rip. She's got a good foot. She's got some accuracy. I want her to get a goal and go ahead and take a chance. But she very unselfish, put it right back to Dunlap, I'm sorry. And shot was wide. Webb has it. Looks, chips it all the way up. Vanderbilt's going to have to recover. Good ball. Carlton takes it away. Burkholder going to make the hustle. She goes after it. She gets the ball back. She's going to go wide to Sydney Miller. Sydney Miller, and it's going to go out of bounds. Throw into Carlton. Taps it back to Allen. Nice little play. Up to Morgan Dunlap. Looks. Morgan Dunlap's got plenty of time. You can't give her time to shoot like that. She will, and there it goes. It was blocked. Number 14 by Greer. Freshour looks, gives it back over to Allen. Allen's going to go wide. Pulls back, fakes. Square. Shot, blocked, and saved by Terrell. Lexi Vanderwill with a miss hit. She's going to turn. It's a foot race. Battles it off, and she's strong. Turns it upfield. Vanderwill running. Chips it all the way up to Stricker. Stricker's going to have a run on it. Here's a tap, and it's out of bounds. Throw in for the Dragons. Gives it straight into Nifong. Nifong turns, gives it right back to Stricker. And it's going to be off of the Dragons. Going to be a goal kick. Vanderbilt steps up, taps it up to Stricker. Stricker looks in the middle. Nice little left-footed settle. Gives it over to Carlton. Carlton lost possession to get it back by Dunlap. Stricker has it. Goes in. Here's a shot. And it's blocked. Left foot. She's got it, and she's going to put it in. And there's a goal by Stricker. Macy Stricker with the goal. Unassisted goal by Stricker. And here we are. 10-0.
That goal came at the 3:18 point here in the first half. 10-0 Argos with the lead. A little under 3 minutes left to go.
First half.
First half.
First half. Here we are. Webb being tough. A little bit of frustration coming out in Mississinewa. You can see that when it comes to a game that's kind of like this. Dunlap has it, going to chip across, and it doesn't make. She doesn't make good contact. Kind of got in the wet grass, and ball out of bounds. Going to be a goal kick for the Lady Indians.
Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first half.
All right. All right. All right, so here we go. We're going to do some second half. We're going to try to get an interview in with Doug Griffiths from the Pilot, who's also a huge supporter with Glenn, and get kind of a, well, I guess a scouting report, maybe a little bit of a pregame analysis for Glenn versus Munster. We already know that Munster's tough. They were in on the news the other day within the social media world of sports talking about the northwest part of the state with the quality of teams that's coming out of there. And so we expect a real good battle, but we'll get a little bit of insight from Doug Griffiths from the Pilot there to see what he's got to say for a preview for the next game. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Dragons.
You can definitely see kind of a regional thing with girls soccer here in Indiana. The northern part of the state, the northwest part of the state, kind of the northeast part of the state.
Just
very,
the north
very
half
strong.
of the state. Basically, Kokomo North, there's a lot of quality teams. You got Penn, you got Marion up there in the South Bend area, you got Munster, and some of those over there on the far side by Chicagoland. You got some of what you call smaller schools. You got LaVille, Argos, and Glenn. That's very promising so far this season. And there's a lot of good teams. CGA, you cannot count them out. They're going to have a quality team. They always do. So we're going to see some real good stuff this year for quality of soccer.
Nice pass up there by Stricker.
And Carlton goes a little bit wide. And that's kind of one that I would like to see chip across the middle or possibly pull back. Here we are with the final 5 seconds with a goal kick from the Lady Indians. And they're not in any hurry. They're going to let it go out. And here we are, 10-0 at half.
Okay.
And we're going to turn it over to Doug here. Or, sorry, not Doug, but to Steve Stricker with the stats.
Well, I'll go over. It's all Argus here in the first half. Unofficially, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27 shots with 1, 2, 3, 20 of those being on frame by the Lady Dragons. 4 shots on goal by Mississinewa with 3 of those being on frame. Our first half score, 10-0. Argus with the advantage, and the scoring started off at the 37-42 mark in the first half with Morgan Baldwin scoring off of a rebound, missed goal, and she got a goal number 1. Goal number 2 came at the 34-34 mark. Kennedy Binkley got an assist from Courtney Dunlap. Then at 30-38, Courtney Dunlap scored off of a Tia Freshour assist. Goal number 4 was a Morgan Dunlap goal off of a Courtney Dunlap assist at the 21-46 mark. And then at 19-40, Morgan Dunlap scored off of a Gabby Allen assist. The goal number 6 came at the 16-25 mark. Kennedy Binkley scored off an assist by Courtney Dunlap. Then at the 15-11 mark, Lexi Vanderweel with a long shot come out and scored the goal number 7. Baldwin scored at 12:56 off of a Courtney Dunlap assist. That assist by Dunlap was a record setter for her with her 4th assist in one game. That's a new Argus high school record. Baldwin got her hat trick then on the 9th goal of the game at the 11:32 mark. And then Macy Stricker got in on the scoring action at the 3:18 mark with an unassisted goal. So for the first half of scoring, Morgan Baldwin with 3 goals, the hat trick. Kennedy Binkley with 2 goals, Morgan Dunlap with 2 goals, Courtney Dunlap with a goal, Vanderweel with a goal, and Stricker with a goal. Courtney Dunlap has 4 assists on the game, putting her at 44. She's 1 away from tying the all-time career mark for Argus High School. Tia Freshour, Gabby Allen, and Lexi Vanderweel all had assists for the Lady Dragons. We want to thank our sponsors for today's contest. We have RTC Fiber Communications, the Zone Sports Complex in Northern Indiana. The Zone is a beautiful facility up in Plymouth. They have basketball, indoor soccer, volleyball, flag football, baseball, softball, individual specific training. And you can call them at 574-935-3939. Or you can go online and visit them at the zonesportscomplex.org. They're getting ready to break ground here in another couple weeks on a brand new facility that will house indoor soccer, gymnastics, baseball, and softball batting cages. And they're going to have all kinds of good stuff in that new facility. Also have CNS Outdoor Equipment, CNS Automotive, H&H Contracting, Hereford Home Inspections. And we also have First Federal Savings Bank of Rochester. So we want to thank all of our sponsors. We're going to take a break here. Again, the score at halftime is 10-0, Argus with the advantage. And we'll be back here in just a moment for second half action.
And we're back here live for the start of the second half. Beautiful Eugene Snyder Field, Argus Lady Dragons versus the Mississinewa Lady Indians. All right, so we have 1 record in the books today with Courtney Dunlap with 4 assists in a single game. And she gets the ball over to Freshour, and it's lost. And she is, 1 from tying, 2 from taking the all-time assist lead.
Career assists.
From Alyssa Bailey. So it's only a matter of time throughout the season. I'm sure she's going to end up with at least 2 more this year, possibly today. Allen has the ball. Takes it wide, cuts back towards the center. Gives it over to Binkley. Binkley is going to take the shot. Binkley should take those. Nice little play out of Morgan Dunlap. Take a shot and is saved. The goalkeeper's been changed. It's now number 8. Davis is the goalkeeper for Mississinewa. But when I see Binkley at the 20-yard line, which there is no line, but about the 20-yard mark where there's no one on her, dead center in front of the goal, I want her to take that chance. I want her to be willing to take that chance. Stone has it.
It's probably one of those shots that she would take if it wasn't a 10-0 game.
I know, but she still fed the ball directly down the middle for Morgan or Dunlap to score. So the intention was still there, to get a goal. I want to see her to be a little bit more selfish because in a big game, we could use some shots like that to take a chance. You got to, the Dragons are doing a 3-5-2 formation with Bailey, Stone, and Stone in the back. Freshour turns it. Here's a cross. Nice little pass off Freshour. Leaves it to Morgan Dunlap. Gives it back. Freshour wide. Freshour kicks it up, and it's side net. No goal, and it's goal kick for the Lady Indians.
All right, so the Lady Dragons come out in the second half, and it looks like we've got all the starters back in the game for Coach Jay Freymiller.
And now they've rotated back. Vanderwill's back, so it's a 4-4-2. Dunlap. We got a spot here. Ball's in. Morgan Dunlap, Baldwin, going to take a left-footed shot. Kick back out. Binkley. Allen with the left-footed. Passes. Gives it over to Dunlap in the middle. To Morgan, to Courtney. Freshour. And there's a goal out of Freshour assist.
And that's going to do it for Courtney Dunlap.
She's going to tie.
She ties the all-time record in assists for the Lady Dragons program at 45.
Well, there it is. The record keeps building for single-game assists. That's 5 for Dunlap, and now she's tied with the all-time leader, Alyssa Bailey, for the assist in a career. And at this rate, she's probably going to could have the single assist for a single season. Freshour had the goal. It's her nice little run through and a tap in. Here we are. What is it? 11-0. 35.
35-29 was the count on the goal. The clock is running.
And we're going to have a camera set up from Munster here in a little bit. So we're going to have multiple spots with cameras, and Nifong has the ball, goes wide. Vanderwill runs up. And thank you to my son who just delivered me a nice little group of ice cream from the concessions. Chocolate vanilla twist.
Did not get my order in, I guess. I didn't know we were taking orders here, so.
You have to stay awake. You got to stay awake and lively in this group, or you're not going to get your vittles. And we do have a keeper change for the Dragons. We got Manikowski out with Hersick in the goal. I expect to see Manikowski on the field. She's got her white jersey on, and she's anticipating a little bit of time on the pitch. All right, ball played around. Ball wide to Morgan Baldwin. Baldwin's going to tap forward, make the run. Crosses, go a little save. Baldwin taps it in again, and it's going to go for a goal kick. All right. Tasty. You got to love it.
Quality radio going on here. We get to listen to Andy eat his ice cream.
We are live on the internet. So here we go. Ball short kick. We definitely handball out of.
Apologies to anybody on the RTC.com network listening to us. I do want to take a minute and thank our sponsor, In Stitches and Signs. In Stitches and Signs, they're located at 11189 State Road 10. Give them a call, 574-892-5956, and they got embroidery, screen printing, signs, banners, vehicle lettering, magnets, and decals. I know I've had several banners that they've done for us. They've done my vehicle lettering on my work van, and I tell you, they've done a beautiful job. Matt came right over to the house, did it in the barn. He was there until after midnight working on it one night, got everything done. And you can visit them online at www.institches.com, or like I said, give them a call at 574-892-5956. In Stitches and Signs.
Good transition out of the Dragons. They made a really nice pass. Here goes off of Dunlap to Fresh Hour. Fresh Hour, and the shot's blocked. Going to be a corner kick. And Stone's going up for the corner. I'm not sure who's going for the corner.
You can see Coach Freymiller over there talking with the girls. Looks like he's probably getting ready to put pretty much all of the subs in and pull out the starters and get them ready for game number 2, which will be coming up here at 8 o'clock. Freymiller?
Pronounced Freymiller, yeah.
Freymiller, okay. I've heard both, and so I was just kind of going back and forth.
We got verification, and here's Fresh Hour with the cross.
Okay.
Blocked out of bounds. Dropped over to Fresh Hour. Nope, it didn't stay in. Chipped up. Laura Stone with the touch, left foot with the Laura Stone, and that's a brilliant save out of Vanessa Davis with a brilliant save. Nice left-footed shot out of Laura Stone.
Thank you. I like your kids.
Yeah, they're ice cream for everyone. So, you're talking about In Stitches and Sign. They've done 3 banners for me, 2 for Argos Football Club. Our travel program that's been a huge feeder for high school sports around in this area. And then did one for me for the Stone Soccer Academy, which is part of the group that I'm doing with sports at the Sports Zone Sports Complex. And
well, speaking of the Zone Sports Complex, I'm going to take my headset off here. Doug Griffiths is up here. He's kind of doing a triumvirate of things here today. He's going to watch his daughter play for John Glenn here in a moment. He also is a writer for the Plymouth Pilot, and he also is involved with the Zone Sports Complex. So he's got all kinds of things going on here today. I'm going to let you and Doug talk here a bit. I'm going to go eat my ice cream, and I'll rejoin you here after a bit.
Yeah, here we are live at Eugene Snyder Field. We're going to have Doug Griffiths. He's been kind of a advocate for the sport in the Walkerton, North Liberty, John Glenn schools area. And, Doug, I got to tell you one thing I just saw besides a beautiful goal from Dunlap and an assist from Fresh Hour. Doug, I got to tell you, Hyler Field, John Glenn's new state-of-the-art soccer complex. What do you think about that?
Yeah, unbelievable, Andy. I would never have thought, if you told me 5 years ago when those girls were playing at North Liberty Elementary School that 5 years later they'd have a beautiful $1 million facility in the shadows of their high school, I would have said you were crazy. But a lot of hard work, a lot of meetings, and, of course, the Hylers gave the major gift for that to come to fruition. So very fortunate, and it's pretty neat to see the sport of soccer continue to grow, as you know firsthand, and how much it's grown. And it's communities like Argos that's really spearheaded the growth of this sport, throughout northern Indiana.
Yeah, well, we talk about travel to soccer. We talk about the rec programs, and back in the day, Argos helped start the first travel team out of Walkerton, if I remember correct. And actually they did the same for LaVille. And now you see those 2 high school programs benefiting big time from that little segment with growth of the travel programs and the hard work with the community coaches, all the volunteers that's put into it. And now you have John Glenn. What are you, 3-0 for the season or 2-0? 2-0 for the season. Right. You got LaVille, who are 2-0 also. And they were playing in a tournament today, or had a game today up in Elkhart Memorial. I do not know even if that game got in with the weather they were having. But we talk about the growth of sport soccer, especially in northern Indiana. And, we take it as commonplace here in Argos, and you're getting to that stature now with Glenn and LaVille and these other programs are really catching up, having success. And it's been from a lot of hard work from parents such as yourself, advocates for the sport, and a lot of people that's worked hard throughout the whole years of, 5 or 6, like you've stated. And now the fruits are coming about. We have beautiful soccer complex here with Eugene Snyder Field. You have soccer and Plymouth with their nice field. Newton Park had the foresight to put in 3 actual large full-size fields, and then have all the youth fields. And now you got Hyler Field with a huge sponsorship out of their great family. You have the Zone Sports Complex, who donated the scoreboard with a nice little donation there, and that's just what you love to see. Everyone coming around with all the hard work, and it's paid off. The girls are playing at the level that you could only dream of, especially on a beautiful field. And then they're coming out here today, and they're going to have a huge battle with the Munster. And what do you think we're going to see? Give me a little bit of insight. I haven't been able to watch the Lady Falcons play yet this year.
Yeah, Andy, before I get into that, I would have to give a big shout out to Argos FC, because especially for Glenn and people like yourself and John Alcorn and really the Stone family and so many people from Argos FC that years ago opened their arms and let us bring a team down here, and have continued to be so supportive and look beyond just their own school programs, and like I said, wanted to develop the sport. And we certainly have been the beneficiaries of some great experiences down here in Argos, and with Argos's football club, and with so many really good coaches, from yourself to your brother Joe Stone, and so many others from the Chicago Fire soccer camp, and just really exposing not only our kids to the sport of soccer, but our parents too. And I think it's really rubbed off on them, and I can't say enough for people like yourself and John Alcorn and so many people in the Argos community that, like I said, welcomed us with open arms, and really were sort of the driving force to spearhead the growth of soccer, at least in our community, Walkerton, North Liberty, and it sort of all snowballed really from there, because we were playing, as you know, local travel, basically county travel is what I call it. And then back then, of course, it was NISL, Northern Indiana Soccer League. And
sure.
Like I said, the AFC was welcoming for us to play under your club umbrella and then start playing in NISL. And of course, now today we have some high school players, or a lot of high school players now playing at Argos FC. So, tip of the cap to Argos and Argos's program.
Well, we appreciate it. We have been, like we've always said, a huge advocate of the sport. We're, as we know on the boys' side, 50 years of history, 50-plus years. And on the girls' side, over 20-plus years, with the 93 of the inception of the girls really being allowed to do what they love also. And it all comes around, and you can see it. And, now we have players that play on the travel group for Argos, and we consider them part of the family when it comes to soccer. My U17 team, my brother, and with Brian Falk and Joe Morris and some of the others with the U16, we have players from 5 different local communities, Bremen, Plymouth, Argos, LaVille, actually, and CGA with Culver, and then Argos, obviously, in mixed. And on the 16s, we had some Rochester mixed in there. And not only are we working to improve everything, we've improved the kids, we've improved relationships, and these kids are building lifelong relationships, even though they love to compete against each other, and it's always kind of a rivalry. They still have that common respect. And you see it, and you can see it, with friends and what happens. It opens doors and opportunities for all of the kids, and it's really great stuff. But
well, of course, I'm biased, but I truly believe, our soccer players, and I don't just mean John Glenn's. I'm talking about the Argos FC travel players as well, and of course Argos's team. I believe those girls and boys, for that matter, are the best of the best. I mean, just usually they're the best students in the school, or among the best. They're the best, philanthropists. They do so much for their community, and again, we're very fortunate. I can't be around these girls enough. It's just fun to be around them. It's fun to be around their families, and again, that, like you mentioned, that doesn't just include where my daughter happens to go to school. That's the Argos family and so many other school corporations, and I think that's what makes soccer and travel soccer and high school soccer so much fun.
Yeah, it's an absolute, we talk about it all the time. We're kind of spoiled with the sport because we've had so much, and you've come into the mix. We've started some programs, and we've done a lot of stuff with the youth. We've done a lot of stuff with the and older groups, and it just goes on. And, we look at it as a hobby and a love and a passion, and now we're looking at it as a future for our kids. We have kids that are not only playing, but they're also officials. They're also coaches, and you see that next generation. It's going to go strong. You got Patterson over there in Glen, she goes to college, but she comes back and she officiates some, and she coaches with the Glen girls and helps out. So you see it just kind of a passing of the reins, and just out here for the girls' high school, we got 5 officials that I can think of between Samantha Stone, Abby Manikowski, you got Vanderweel. All those girls are just contributing, and they do camps for kids, and that's the kind of what you love to see. You got the Brenners and Aaron Esch, which is huge. Shelfie Zeiger out in LaVille. You got Sarah Gursky and Courtney Cook, and all those players that we talk about. And you hear their names all the time with their sports and this and that, and they're great athletes, but they're great representation of the quality of schools that's in this area, And
when going forward, they're going to, like you said, they're going to leave their mark not only in the record books of their respective schools, but whether they go to college nearby, whether they in adulthood, whether they live close by, they're going to be involved in the game, and whether it's in a coaching capacity, in an officiating capacity. That's why soccer is going to continue to grow and be the number one growing sport, certainly in our area in the state of Indiana, and you can see why it grows and is the fastest growing sport in the United States. And we also should mention all the great work you've done, Andy, in indoor soccer with futsal at Lifeplex when we were there, and now at the Zone, and the opportunities, even though, it hasn't been the ideal playing surface, but, again, getting kids' feet on balls, whether it be on a hardwood surface or, weather permitting when it's outdoors, I think that's been huge. And as they say, people haven't seen anything yet, because what's coming to our area is going to be mind-boggling. It truly is. You and I are privileged to, know exactly what's going on, but and I'm sure there's some listeners out there that think, we'll believe it when we see it. Well, they're going to see it, and they're going to see it real soon. And I can guarantee them they haven't seen anything like that facility that's going to open just across the street from the Zone in northern part of the state.
Yeah, it's going to be it's exciting times. You love to see the stuff that it's growing it, and right now, a lot of us are doing a lot of this extra work, and it's all about the kids, and you like it. You volunteer, and if it wasn't for the kids and the sports that we do, we do a lot of this stuff. We do announcing, and we do this broadcast, and with Steve Stricker and myself, we did it for the basketball group, and it was a huge success. Obviously, with the girls going to to state finals last year, that's all voluntary, and you know what? You couldn't have paid me enough to have given it up, because the memories that we made just being able to watch the kids do what they love, and that's everything about it. And the really nice thing is that also one of the best things I think is it opens doors for parents and staff. You firsthand, your wife is an absolute blessing to our school system, being a teacher. And I know that the girls, and especially the girls, because she's a big softie, but they all enjoy her. And Well, the only problem is I think they got her snowballed.
I
They're
think
not as
so,
good.
yeah.
They're not as innocent and nice as she may think they
Well,
are.
I will tell you, and this isn't just blowing smoke Argus's way, and maybe I'm like Argus. It should be on Argus's Chamber of Commerce or something. But, Argus High School and Argus Community Schools has been a blessing in the Griffiths' life, and I can assure you that my wife Kim, who's a math teacher at the high school, has enjoyed. It's hard to believe she's only been here. Heck, I don't even think it's been a year yet, but. They again welcomed her with open arms, just like you guys welcomed so many of our soccer, players. And I knew, and I told you frequently what a great community I thought Argus is and was, and it's just been the same thing with her and her starting at the high school, and loves the kids, and now is involved in student council. And
yep, she said she made the
really
comment.
enjoying it.
Yeah, she's made the comment. She's got a great set of kids.
Yep.
So basically, they're going to make her job, quote unquote, job as working with the student council very easy.
A lot easier.
And that's going to be good. That's what you want to hear. That's that's kind of nice. So, well, with all that good stuff that's happening and everything else, I want to know. Give me the dirt. Let me know what can I expect to see besides, I know my girl Sarber, who's been on a tear, putting in a lot of goals, lots of hustle, even for a short amount of time that she's been playing. She's got wheels. She's got good common sense, and we worked on her touch this last couple seasons in travel, and she's really become a decisive striker.
Yeah, you have taken the words right out of my mouth. Elizabeth Sarber is now a junior. And like you said, she has a lot of God-given ability in terms of speed and athleticism. Is very quick, but needed footwork work, and you can certainly see the time you have spent with her has really paid off. Her touch is much better. Her accuracy, putting balls on frame, is certainly a lot better. And as they say, with young people in any sport, it seems like any level, it seems like the game's really fast at first, and then as they go on, it slows down. I think you're now starting to see with Elizabeth that maturation, and the game's starting to slow down, and she's a little more under control. Early on in her career as a freshman and sophomore, she had a tendency to sail a lot of balls over the crossbar, balls that should have been in the back of the net, but again, is being a more confident soccer player, and as you alluded to, she has 8 goals in the first 2 games. Now the competition, wasn't the greatest. I don't want to take anything away from Bremen or South Bend Riley, but I don't think it's any secret that those 2 programs are certainly in a rebuilding mode. Bremen with a new coach, and South Bend Riley, trying to rebuild as well. So. Today will be a whole different story. Obviously, Munster is a proven team. Glenn knows them very well from last year, played them well. I think eventually lost 3-0, if I'm not mistaken.
But that's a quality showing.
Yes,
that's a quality showing.
And as you know, I think Munster's only regular season loss came in this invitational to Argus last year, I believe, in a shootout.
Did a shootout. Yes, Manikowski come up big.
And then they eventually, their only other loss was in semi-state. So I personally, and you've heard me say it a million times, I loved when Glenn joined the Northern Indiana Conference because I knew it would ratchet up their schedule, and they'd be tested. If not every time out, every other time out. So that was good, and it was good to develop the program that way and be ready for the postseason. The Argus Invitational has been the same thing. I was sort of in our head coach's ear handful of years ago, Bobby Milliken, saying, if the opportunity ever presented itself, we need to get in the Argus Invitational. And then I got to talking to John Alcorn. Luckily enough, there was a spot open, and we immediately took it because I knew we would get tested, and that's what we wanted, in this tournament. I'd rather lose to a Munster than, at the time, again, not to take anything away from the Washington Townships of the world, but we would play Washington Township and win decisively, and just weren't getting a whole lot out of those matches.
Sure.
And so, the Argus Invitational has been great to John Glenn.
And that's what we like to see. You talked about it. The big thing is the turning of the page and the programs, and Argus still has a high quality program where we're never going to try to stray from that. You'll have a down year here and there. It's impossible not to. But the big thing is a couple years back, your first time in, it was a Argos Glen showing for the first game, and I think it was a little bit of a.
It was ugly.
Well, it was 7-0,
Yeah.
and the Dragons were playing very well. But it was a great learning curve for the Lady Falcons because there were some older classmates. I remember talking to some of them players, and they really thought, oh, yeah, we're going to be just fine. We're doing great things. We're really, really good, and they had great confidence. But they were basing that confidence on a little bit of a lax schedule, so they really didn't understand what some of the quality really could be like. And then they come back after that very first game against Argos, and they're like, "Ooh, we got a long way to go."
Oh yeah.
And I think it was a great eye opener because that gave them a target, something to shoot for. Say, hey, we got a bullseye on our back. We always have, especially in the boys program. And in the girls program now, we got kind of a bullseye on our back. We've gone to far places and we've done a lot of things, and coming off a season with 9 shutouts and so on and so forth, that you're going to have that little bit of a bullseye, definitely in basketball. But this is where it's going to really show, and I think that I can expect a lot of quality things out of Glenn. We've talked about it. I talked to the girls, Samantha, and a lot of the travel girls' teammates. They know that it's going to be good because they know what their girls can do with Patterson, Schmidt, and Riley Miller and Sarber. And then Hooten, Annalise got a goal the other day, and they were just on my team. And then you got Kneisner and Griffiths and Julie Adams on the 16s and some more. So, it's a great benefit. You get to see them all. But the big thing is, with Sarber, I think that the soccer knowledge has come about to where she's now thinking more with her mind when she gets the ball than instead of just, I am going to beat everybody with my speed. And now she's getting a soccer presence, a true presence of where you are on the field, where you are compared to the defense, how am my body looking and composure, my posture compared to the goal. And I think that's where her biggest benefit's coming from.
Well, and now the challenge for her is, like you said, Argus and a bullseye. That sort of red light went off in my head, or bell went off in my head, that these teams that are accomplished, the Argus of the world, the Marions of the world, the St. Joe's of the world, I mean, they're going to obviously mark Sarber. So Sarber is now going to have to become even a smarter player, and sort of, as they say, share the wealth and distribute the ball, not try to force things, because it doesn't take a Rhodes Scholar to figure out let's mark Sarber and see who else on the Glen team can beat us. And
well, that's part of the program. I mean, we've been used to Dunlap's kind of marked here for the girls, not nearly like say Vinny Stone is for the boys. I mean, people are all over him 2 to 3 times a game. You got 2 or 3 players constantly following Vinny Stone because everybody knows who he is. He's getting looked at from multiple universities, and he's got, I don't know, 2 hat tricks out of the first 3 games.
But as Andy, those players can make their teammates a lot better.
When you play and practice with better players, you're going to inevitably get better just because of that level of intensity, level of quality, and it bleeds off. And I've said it so many times, and you're a firm believer, you only get as good as the competition you play.
Yep.
So,
and in theory, if all that attention's going to you, then somebody should have less attention.
Yep. So the nice thing is, it's kind of like basketball. If you got 2 on you, there's always somebody open. So you better start looking to dish, burn one, make the pass, and the communication. Now, here we are with the program right now as you're watching the game. We got our goalkeeper, Abby Manikowski, put a goal in already this second half. And you got to love it when she gets a chance to go out and run and play because, she loves being goalkeeper. But there's times where you don't mind getting out of the box and running around a bit, and good things happen. And, you got to like to see that. So,
well, and you're seeing Argus's depth. And that's what's made Argus, so good for so long. It's not that they have 1 or 2 or 3.
There's a goal from Manikowski again.
We just
a great assist from Ashley Dean, and Manikowski with the left foot, 1 touch, far post. How do you? Oh, wait,
cue.
You teach that
That's
stuff.
right.
That's right. I teach her to be on cue. I got to tell you, I'm going to brag. I'm going to have to brag. She's my girl. I've had her for
But you see, there's
9,
not a
10
whole lot
seasons.
of drop-off. I mean, there's some.
There's a little bit,
not
yeah.
drastic, and I think that's where you're going to see.
Still got the communication,
Right.
and they're playing the correct way. They're passing the ball and moving it. But
where the Glen program has made such strides is, we're now, across the board, pretty doggone talented.
Yeah.
And then depth-wise, this is the deepest team Glenn has ever had. I mean, they've got a couple freshmen, one that starts as a keeper who has played her travel at Indiana Invaders on a premier team, and then a striker who's a freshman that's also on that team at Indiana Invaders. So,
well, I tell you, here's the big thing, and I've said this more than once, and I'm a little biased, but not really, because it's just the facts. The freshman class, so it's when they were freshmen, it's the class with Samantha Stone and Manikowski, Shannon Miller, who's no longer at Argos. She's at Bar Reeve, and a few of those. Then you had Sarber, Patterson, and Schmidt. You had the Ash and Brenner and Ash and LaVille. You had Cook and Gursky and a couple of those up there in Plymouth. When it come down to it, and Allie Andrews, I said that group, that graduating class, is one of the most naturally athletic groups I have seen come through across the board in the whole area, and since I've been around. And that's just, you know, you always have schools that have a club, you know, one or two athletes are just pretty good, can do a lot of different things, but out of that age group, that is the most naturally talented group I've seen, and I don't know.
Well, and look across the board,
forever.
it's not just soccer.
And they're
basketball.
natural athletes. They are good at basketball. They're good at softball.
Sarber in track and field won sectional and hurdles. I mean, it goes across the board, like you know.
And that's the big thing about maturity and coordination, because Sarber freshman, no way she could run a hurdle to save her life.
No.
It's just the facts.
Yep.
You know, I mean, just the timing and running. I've known her for a long time. And
I
this
used
and
to always
that,
say
it would
she
just
was like
be
a giraffe.
Yeah,
she
finally got her coordination to catch up with her body, and that's just kind of like, you know, how it goes sometimes. And when they finally hit that pure stage where they have the confidence and the maturity and the coordination, the sky's the limit. And you know, she's one of those. You know, Samantha bloomed pretty early, so she had plenty of that. You know, but when it comes with that class, it is one of the most naturally talented. You got Stricker for Argos. She's not a super strong soccer player. She doesn't want to be. She is a basketball player, and she loves it. But once again, it's still all-around athletics and brains, and that's what you like to see.
It's funny, Andy, as you were rattling off all those names from the area, I'm thinking to myself, you know, that'd be a pretty doggone good travel soccer team. Well, you've got it.
I got a good group of them. I do. I
not
you know,
all of them, but
I don't have them all. I've had them.
I've
had a large percent. Actually, when it comes down to it, I've coached all of them. At one time or another, I have. Amy sat around there one day. She goes, I was just wondering, you know, I'm in a town of 1,600, and within the last 14, 15 years, I've coached just under 2,700 different kids.
And I'd be interested to know, like with that group, wins and losses. I think it sort of speaks for itself, too. You've had a lot of successes, I know.
Last year, my travel team for their own respective high school teams combined for over 108 goals and 47 assists.
And I know they're
and
off
a lot
to
of them,
a great start.
And everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, but you got all strikers." I'm like, I have a team of 8 or 11 on the field. They're not all playing striker.
Right.
I have players that play everywhere and learn the game, and that's where it makes the difference. You know, I mean, Samantha is a defender. Bailey Nifong is a defender. You know, Shelfie plays defense. They're not scoring, but they are because they need to be. Oh, it's a nutmeg out of Sydney Miller, and there's a goal for the Dragons.
What is the tally now?
You know what? I don't know. It's a lot. So.
Okay.
I think it's about 15.
Yeah.
So, you know, you want to give Mississinewa all the credit they can, because these are hard games to play through.
Well, and again, I mean, Andy, you, I'm sure, will attest, you know, and I certainly will. You've been on receiving ends of these. I mean, I know I've been a parent sitting there, whether it's been basketball, not just soccer.
To be honest, basketball. We definitely have soccer. We really haven't very often.
And we've been on the short end of the scoreboard, so
but
it's part of it.
The last one that I've been involved with in soccer,
probably not a while,
was the boys got knocked out, and there was a little lad that came through and really put a hurting on the boys in the regionals. And his name's Femi, and he plays for New England Revolution.
Yeah.
So, you know, you get one of those players once in a while. And But when he was interviewed in high school or college, he played at Indiana. He asked one of the things they asked him about high school. What's one of the things he missed? And he did mention he missed playing against teams, and Argus was one of them that he mentioned. And it was kind of neat that he said that. They did a story on News Center 16, and the game footage they used was against Argus at Newton Park. So.
But again, if you're a player, that's the kind of players you want to play against.
Yeah.
You know,
They get to
say,
see
to be the best, you got to beat
the best, and that's what
you
they
want
have.
to play the best.
Yep. So it's a kind of a all-round system. So I tell you what, we're going to have a good quality game this next match between.
I know my daughter's hoping to play Argus, but I said, well, first things first, you got a heck of a Munster team to.
Yeah, you gotta
navigate through first.
As they say, you're going to have to walk before you run. It's going to be a very tough game, no matter what. You got to give her credit, Coach. She has absolutely always had a quality team, and you and I both know they have a large area, large school, and lots of travel teams are over in that area. You got 3 Lions and Hebron and all that stuff. So you
a great talent pool.
And so they have a good talent to choose from. So but you got to have that drawing power to make those kids want to come to your school, and that's a credit to her. And
a credit to them where they lose a dozen seniors.
A dozen seniors, and they're still doing well. They're going to do just fine.
The region, Northwest Indiana, from what I've read in the Times. So
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Ashley Dean with a shot, and it goes off the mark, blocked. So, yeah, it's I tell you what, I appreciate you coming up and chatting with us. It's
thanks to you as always, and certainly Steve and the network. Love being on the air, and this time talking a lot about soccer and the sport that you and I and so many in this area
we
love to attend and love to be a part of.
Yep. So, we're going to finish out the game. We want to thank Doug Griffiths from the Pilot and his own sports complex, and then I guess you could say an avid John Glenn fan. So they're going to have a big game against Munster. And so here we got a minute left in the game. The Dragons are up 16-0, and goal kick. And I got to tell you, I'm very proud of Mississinewa to keep on battling, working hard. There's players still running, and they haven't given up. And you want to see that kind of character out of a team, even when it's one of these type of score lines. You want to see them never get frustrated and keep on working, and so far they've done that. And you got to give them kudos for that. So,
all right. Well, I'm back here now, getting last half minute of the game, and
all right. Well, I'm going to turn it over to you.
No,
you can do the stats.
Okay.
Did you keep all the stats?
I've got a rough.
We'll get them from Amy if we need to.
I got enough of them, so
all right.
I'll finish out. You and Doug can go.
Manikowski with 2 goals, goalkeeper, tremendous. That is just amazing to me.
I've got that.
I wonder who's been teaching her that kind of stuff. Who is that? Who is that coach? So, all right. Well, we have Hersick went down in the box. Stricker has it. She's going to battle. It just carried out. And she just dribbles and uses the clock and gives it back to Dean. Her little sidekick in crime. Very well played back there for those two. And a very good game for the Lady Dragons.
All right, that's going to do it here for game number 1 from Eugene Snyder Field. Argus Lady Dragons are victorious by a count of 16-0. It was kind of a record-setting game for the Lady Dragons. Courtney Dunlap set a single-game mark with 5 assists on the goal, or on the game. That is a mark of distinction for the Lady Dragons. And then she's also tied Amberly Odell for career assists at 45. So one more assist, and Courtney Dunlap is going to move into the all-time lead for assists for Argus Lady Dragons soccer. So what we got on tap here for the rest of the day, coming up next is game number 2 of the preliminaries. It's going to be the John Glenn Lady Falcons taking on Munster. And that's going to be a good, tough battle here for both squads. Munster and Glenn, as Andy and Doug were talking, are both very good teams. So we're going to have those two. And then at 6 o'clock, the consolation game, and followed by the championship game of the Argus Invitational, where the Lady Dragons will be playing at 8 p.m. So the Lady Dragons move to 5-0 on the season, and Mississinewa is 0-5. And we'll be back here from Eugene Snyder Field in just a few minutes for the John Glenn Munster game. For now, I'm Steve Stricker. Thanks to Andy Stone and thanks to Randy Starnes for camera. And Starnes, Randy. It's not even Randy, it's Alex. So we'll call him what we want, and he'll get credit for it. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes for John Glenn and Munster.